So hello, my name is Figo Nusa with my student number 122111233 and 119. I'm from Integrated Public Presentation Class D. So today I will present about my community development that has a title Student Action to Increase Anti-Awareness Drugs. So the first is there is preliminary that divided in four. For the first is the background. As time goes by, drug problems are still an important topic of conversation in Indonesian society that must be kept in mind. Drug abuse problem, especially in Indonesia, is a crucial issue. Technological progress, development global, and association has significant impact on abuse narcotics. This existence of drugs in the world has opposite side. On the one hand, drugs are very useful, especially in the medical world, pharmacies, drugs, and so on. On the other hand, drugs are very dangerous for the Indonesian people because this is not only have an impact on physical nerve damage, but also on the mentality of the Indonesian generations. Therefore, it needs to be addressed immediately, but now students become groups prone to drug abuse. The second is formulation of the problem. There is three. The first is why counseling about drugs necessary. The second is why should productive age or student be occupied with the knowledge about drugs. Number three is what is the impact of the occurs if productive age or student use drugs. The three is the research purpose. The first is to find out about the types of drugs and the dangers of drug for users. Second is in order to not abuse the drugs. And then the last is to avoid the negative impact of the drug use will lead to addiction, disease, discipline, and so forth. Benefit of the research providing knowledge about the drugs or narcotics to the community, especially working age. It Number two, it is expected to be able to reduce the number of the drugs users in productive age. And number three is provide information about the impact that will be caused by drugs. So the next is general description of the target communities. Most drug abuse begins or occurs during adolescence because adolescents who are experiencing rapid biological, psychological, and social change are individuals who are prone to abuse drugs. Child or youth with certain characteristics have a greater risk of becoming drug abusers. The target in this community development program is students or youth. The reason why we target students at this age, they are very easy to drug abuse. The result in 2K21 National Narcotic Agency survey stated that youth are easy to drug abuse, considering the trial use rate is quite high, 57% of the total drug abuse. Among the teenagers who expose to narcotics and more easy as long-term users because they have a long time consuming drugs. Drugs use does not only occur adults but teenagers and children also use it. At the first, we're just curious about the taste when they tried it too and when they felt the pleasure of consuming it. They finally became an addicted to use drugs. Many users of these drugs are initially tempted to feel pleasure for a moment or an escape from the problem they face. Next is implementation methods. This community development program will be carried out online through virtual activities with the use of social media. This virtual activity is carried out with the aim all of Indonesian people, especially youth, are regular users of social media. For the data collection, this stage is carried out to collect data and information regarding drugs by use descriptive literature study methods via the internet, books, and journal. Later, it will be used as the material displayed on the poster. The next step is to create a questionnaire containing questions about narcotics. The purpose of making and distributing this questionnaire is to find out how much the younger generation understand about the drugs. Then, after obtaining data, conclusion and suggestion will be drawn, and at the end, an educational poster will be made as the final form of this community development program. Educational poster will be published on social media such as Instagram and YouTube. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry if I have a mistake in my language. Thank you.